The AFC Asian Cup final is upon us. It has finally arrived. Guys, what a journey it has been. And honestly, let me just get this out there from the beginning, from the bottom of my heart. Thank you to all of you who have watched our videos, who have commented, who have subscribed. If you've seen just 5 seconds of one of our reels, 5 seconds of one of our TikToks, any sort of amount of time that you've given to watching our content, thank you from the bottom of my heart. I truly am grateful for this whole experience I've shared being in the U.S., but watching these Asian Cup games and learning more about all these countries, man, from the Indonesians to Jordan's insane run to Japan's failure. This tournament has had it all, and I just want to say thank you. And so with that being said, let's set the stage for this incredible Asian Cup final. We have two teams that are on a crazy trajectory, crazy storylines and narratives attached to them. We have Jordan, who just defeated South Korea, playing some beautiful offensive football and is seeking the first AFC Asian Cup in their country's history. And on the other side, you have Qatar, who is looking to defend their trophies, something that does not happen often in the AFC Asian Cup, looking to make history here in their own nation as they host this tournament, man. Two amazing storylines filled with so many ballers, bro. This game is going to be off the charts, and we're here to preview and predict who's going to win it.
Yeah, I honestly see this game being end to end. This is going to be like 3 goals minimum is what I'm thinking. It'll be gritty at times, but I just think the offenses of both sides are just too on fire for there to not be goals galore in this final. And then when you look at the storyline of each side, there's so much at stake. But I'm going to start with tactics first. I'm going to give an unbiased review of the tactics that I think should be employed here for each side. I'm going to start with Jordan. Jordan last game out against South Korea had to make 2 changes, both at the back. Abu Hashish in left wing back and Bara Mari as a center back. I think Abu Hashish did great against South Korea. Very physical, but also very decent on the ball. And I think it worked out great against South Korea simply because you either had Lee Kang-in or Hwang Ki-chan, Son Heung-min as your pacey attackers for South Korea. But if you kind of bodied them up, you nullified a bit of their talent. Thing is, when you're playing Qatar, I think it's going to be a little bit less pace and a little bit more physicality. So I think you're not going to need Abu Hashish. You can bring back Al-Mardi in the left wing back, and we're going to start our boy Olwan, who's going to be, I would say, even though Jordan had a great game without him, I think Qatar's defense is a little bit vulnerable. And if you start a front three of Olwan, Yazan, and Altamari, I think you're going to have a lot of fun. And so you take out Abu Hashish, put Al-Mardi back, start Olwan, and then you'll have 3 outlets of dribble penetration for Jordan. Even though Qatar put up a really good defensive display against Iran, bro, Iran got in the box a lot. It was just lack of finishing, a little bit of sloppy play and passes on the reason why Iran didn't score that many goals. And so I think, again, if you start the front 3 of Jordan, I think they're going to have a lot of success. So I would say that's what Amuta has to do. Start your strongest front line. You'll be good having Al-Mardi as your left wing back, and then do the rest, bro. You have all-stars at this point. Nasib, Al-Arab in the midfield, Noor, Nizar have been incredible this tournament. Truly worthy of being in this final. Captain Ehsan as your right wing back has been so good on the ball, but also disciplined and always tracking back and getting in on the defensive action as well. I think this Jordan team is very complete. They're physical, they're pacey, they have non-stop offense. I think they're going to give Qatar a lot of issues.
That's a great point, man. I really love the analysis here of tactics, and I love how you pointed that out because that is an important part of this game. I want to focus on the emotional side because I think that's also just as important. I'm scared. I'm scared because it's not often that you see a host nation actually make it this far in the tournament and get to host a final, dude.
Damn,
that rarely happens. And the problem here is that they're not facing off against an experienced side that is used to making finals. They're facing off against a team, Jordan, who is making the final for the first time in their history. Emotionally, I understand the tactics are there to defeat a Qatar. Emotionally, they have to be just as prepared because I don't want this Jordanian team to get nervous in those first 10 minutes, man. Yeah. I really don't. And then suddenly they allow a goal in and they're down chasing the match from the beginning of the game, man. I really want this team from the beginning to be fearless the way they were against South Korea and show themselves out in this final. Another interesting aspect here is that there were more Jordan fans in attendance than South Koreans in that South Korea match, right?
Yeah.
So they had that emotional, passionate advantage, and you could hear it in the stands. I don't think that's going to happen in this Qatar game, man. I don't think so, because for sure, the Jordanians will show up in numbers, and we will see that, and it'll be a beautiful atmosphere. But it's Qatar, man, and it's their home nation, and it's a final in their backyard. I think we're going to see more Qatari fans in attendance. I want to see how Jordan reacts now, not having the advantage of more fans in the stadium, as well as just mentally not having that advantage as well, being that this is their first time in the final. So they have some mental obstacles here to overcome, but if they do that, then you mix that in with the tactics, and there is a viable path here to win this game.
Dude, I've been thinking about that mental obstacle of Jordan being in their first final. I mean, they just won their first knockout stage game this tournament. It's insane. And now all of a sudden they're in a final against the hosts. But, dude, the matchups are just so exciting. How confident they came out against South Korea makes me think that this team is made of steel, bro. I don't think they're going to be scared of the occasion. I do think they're going to rise up. And one of my favorite matchups that I'm really excited to see in this final, Nassib against Akram Afif. In the last video, we said Afif has been unplayable. But Nassib right now is just rubbing his hands together for this matchup, because he might be the answer to Akram Afif. And if we get that matchup, I just know there's going to be such feisty, fiery moments between these two players. Akram Afif has had his way with every single defense so far in this tournament, but that combination of a really athletic and dynamic center back in Nassib, and then your kind of standard, wise, positionally defender in Al Arab, I think they're going to be just fine, honestly, against this Qatari offense. They shut down South Korea entirely. This center back pairing of Al Arab and Nassib, I think, has been one of the best at this tournament. And I'm so excited to watch them play against this honestly pretty good Qatari offense. It's going to be a hell of a matchup. And I think that's what's going to determine who wins. If Al Arab and Nassib end up getting outdone, Qatar is going to score 1-2 goals and they'll win this match. But if they shut down both Almoez Ali and Akram Afif, Jordan will get at least a goal and then win this game.
Damn, interesting. So you're going Jordan then?
I'm going to go Jordan just because I think the center back pairing of, again, Al Arab and Nassib, I think it's just going to be too strong, too consistent for any Qatari offense. And then, obviously, we haven't even talked about it, but it's because you don't need to. I think Yazan and Altamari are going to go off. They're going to go off. The way they attacked South Korea was incredible. I'm still dreaming about Yazan's dribble penetrations and then Altamari's beautiful slot finish. I think they're going to rise to the occasion. Nizar and Noor in the midfield have been so comfortable, so steady this entire tournament. I think Jordan's not going to get stunted by the occasion. Obviously, the only way we'll find out is to actually see the game on this Saturday. But I think Jordan are just going to outdo Qatar in every area of the pitch. Not by much, but overall, that's why I have them as my pick.
Fair. I love it, man. Underdog magic versus host magic here. The Jordanian dream comes to an end in this match, in my opinion, bro. I'm actually going to side with the Qataris this time. I think the emotional advantage is just too strong. The stage is too big, and the idea of them chasing a back-to-back trophy here would be monumental for this country. Dude. This is what they put so much money into the country for. This is what they want to host the World Cups for. This is why they have done everything they have done in the past 10 years, was to have success on the footballing level. This is their chance to do it here in their home nation. They have the fans behind them. They have the players, the best player in the tournament, in my opinion. They have the refs. No, I'm joking. But they have so much going for them, and I really do see Jordan, just that flame that they are, just fanning itself out in the final, mainly because, dude, I've doubted Qatar this entire tournament, man.
Yeah.
And I actually feel that as a person that makes predictions on the internet, like, I have a sort of debt that I need to pay. It happened with the Indonesians. I had a debt because I was wrong, therefore I paid for it in the end. But I need to give Qatar a little bit of belief here. I really do, man. This trip has been incredible so far for them. The way they've gone about every single game. They know how to manage 90 full minutes and just get results, dude. Like, they're like winning every single game convincingly, and that deserves credit, in my opinion. So for as fiery and as, fun Jordan has been to see, and as beautiful of a story it is, I'm just gonna go Qatar this time, man, because if anything, man, I'm tired of us. We had a horrendous semifinal predictions here on the Give and Go.
For sure.
I want one of us to at least be right here at the end of the day, and I do see Qatar getting the victory here, making history, man. So the fact that it's so 50-50 here is going to make for an insane game.
I think that fact of it being so 50-50 is going to make this final just an attraction, a true spectacle. I do want to comment on Qatar, though. I'm with you. They have shut me up this entire tournament because I guess Qatar just play up to the level of their opponent, bro.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, if it's a weak team, they're gonna beat them by 1 goal. If it's a really good team, they're still gonna somehow beat them by just 1 goal. And I gotta give them credit for that. No matter who they play, they figure it out. And yeah, again, the level of play definitely changes from game to game, but they've still managed to get to yet another final. They're on an historic run as far as AFC Asian Cup is concerned. The fact that they're even truly defending the title and have found themselves in another final back-to-back is honestly absolutely ridiculous.
Yep.
Seriously, they will mark themselves as one of the most successful AFC Asian Cup teams ever if they pull off this win. It'll be ridiculous. 5 years ago, they had 0 titles. By this Saturday, they might have 2. It's ridiculous. And Japan only have 4, and they're the most successful nation. They would cut that margin in half within a 5-year period.
Crazy.
It's nuts, dude. So the fact that Qatar are here, I'm not going to doubt them, by the way. I have Jordan winning this, but I do think Qatar is going to come out. I think Tintin Marquez has been the perfect coach to take over after Felix Sanchez. He's a tactician first. He knows the league so well, coaching at Al Wakra since 2018. And my God, dude, has it worked? He tinkers with the team a lot, but he has yet to get the tactics wrong. For Qatar, I just think he needs to honestly probably set out the same lineup that he did for Iran against Jordan, not start Hassan Al-Haidos, because if Jordan has anything, it's at least pace. Al-Haidos, I think, is just at a really old age. They're going to need more younger players who can really run up and down the pitch like Khalid, who did fantastic today against Iran. So I hope he does that same type of thing where he emphasizes pace and physicality, because Jordan are going to bring that. It's going to be a crazy matchup no matter what, but dude, just the narratives of both sides, it's so much. Jordan, again, like, they could lift the title here, and it'd be ridiculous if they do. And again, for Qatar, back-to-back, Japan was the only team that's done it in 2000 and 2004.
Is there a player of the tournament award that they give?
I think
Like,
so,
I don't know if there's like a name to it, but what's really cool about this game that we're seeing is that I would say that the one guy to counter Akram Afif's incredible tournament is on the opposite side of the pitch in Altamari.
Yeah.
And it's almost like a competition, a one-off to see who ends up becoming the player of the tournament, as well as probably the winner of this tournament too. So like, there's a beautiful narrative here of who wins the trophy, but then also subcategory of player of the tournament here, who wants it. If Akram Afif goes off, he's probably going to win it. If Altamari has something to say about it, though, this could be crazy to see like him end up lifting that trophy or that reward as well, dude. So crazy what the narratives, implications of this game are. And folks, I want to know right now, who do you have winning this matchup? It's Jordan versus Qatar, baby. Host nation versus one of the craziest underdogs we've seen in a long time.
Yeah.
Let us know. Jordan fans, show yourselves in the comments. Qatar fans, show yourselves in the comments.
Yes, sir.
We have a crazy game coming up. We'll be there to cover it after it's over on Saturday. Make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. We'll be seeing you guys very, very soon. Till next time, peace.